On a day-to-day basis, what we try to do is engage people emotionally with brands. So it's kind of our job to make people feel something, whether it's good, whether it's bad, could be happy, sad.
Because if you really make somebody feel something in connection with a brand or a product, they're much more likely to connect with it, eventually buy the stuff, and remember who you are. And that kind of applies to life itself. And it's what we'd like to talk to you about today, putting feeling in the future.
But before we start, we'd just like to do something. If everyone could get out their mobile phones, and for those of you who are naughty enough to leave them on, could we get out the camera function? And anyone who wants to show anyone how interesting you are, how cultural you are, what a great time you're having, if you could just do all your Facebook check-ins, your Instagram uploads now, this slide might help with this, just to kind of hammer the point home. In fact, I'm just going to do the same, if I can just get a photo of you. Lovely. Cool. So once you've done that, look at the photo and just ask, what does that photo smell like? What does that photo taste like? What does that photo sound like? If you don't know what we're talking about, this might help.
Once upon a time, I took this photo. It's of a whale. It's a humpback whale jumping out of the sea, and I was lucky enough to take this photo when I went on holiday with some friends. Ever since I took this photo, it's made me feel quite uncomfortable. It's kind of irked me, kind of haunted me almost. And, oh, sorry.
This whale has haunted him. He can't even talk about it. It's quite a sensitive subject.
I shared it online. My friends commented on it, they liked it. But what's quite extraordinary is I can't remember what it felt like to see that whale jump out of the water. Now, I've got the photo evidence, so I was obviously there. But this got me thinking, what made me really want to take that photo in the first place? Why did I reach for my camera phone as soon as the captain shouted whale? And why did I feel the need to share it so much?
So why did he share it? It was for a few simple reasons. We've now created a culture where seeing is believing. Gone are the days of a well-told story or an artfully spun yarn. We've come to believe that a photo tells it all. A photo is our ticket to validation. See, if it's not on Facebook, it hasn't happened, right? And so this has now programmed us to reach for our mobile phones at any opportunity to document the moments of our lives. We take a photo, we upload it, and there, we've done it. And the reason we upload it is because it says something about us. It's social currency to our friends. It's just like your latest haircut, a haircut which you might have had. Or even your latest pair of Nike Jordans. But it says something about who you want to be and how you want to be perceived. And the great thing about sharing online is you can have a lot of time and you can really think about who you want to be.
And this is something called performance, or social performance. Now what performance is it allows your online persona to perform better than you might do in real life. I mean, who would want to come across a bit cooler than they do online? And here's an example. The other day, Toby went to the beach down in Brighton. He took a photo of this beautiful blue sky and the seagulls above him. But the reality is that he was trying to get rid of a sofa at the dump with his dad. Now, the real icing on the cake is that we're addicted to sharing. And this is because of something called dopamine and the dopamine loop. Now, really quickly, dopamine is a neurotransmitter in the brain which causes a kind of seeking or wanting behavior. Now, seeking behavior works in tandem with reward behavior. So the quicker we're rewarded, the quicker we begin to seek new information again. And this loop is a distraction. It means that once we've shared a photo, we're not able to switch off from the photo that we've taken.
So this is leading to something which can be described as photo-led experiences. So rather than going somewhere and appreciating it for its beautiful heritage or history, we go there to find the best profile picture. Or we're constantly looking for the next Instagram. Or we're seeing wondering if this will get us 43 likes as a group shot. We're not really completely there.
So back to the whale again. We've talked a little bit about why I was so compelled to take that photo and why I wanted to share it. But why did that sharing it and that taking of that photo, mean that I couldn't remember being there? Why I couldn't remember feeling the whale jumping out of the water?
Well, to encode a memory properly, you have to be paying full attention. And we're not talking about taking notes every second. We're talking about really living and breathing that moment, really sucking in as many senses as you can.
We believe that memories are formed through the sensory part of your brain, through the short-term memory part of your brain, to the long-term memory part of your brain. So if you're giving your brain as many ingredients as you can at the beginning, you're much more likely to remember it at the end without anything dropping out. So when you're about to get all John Wayne with your camera phone and seal a really important moment in history, you might be doing the complete opposite.
Like this guy here. His concentration, his attention is solely on taking that photograph. He's not completely there. He's using one sense properly, and that's sight. For all we know, all his other senses could have gone completely AWOL.
So, we're chemically addicted to photo sharing. It feels great. It allows us to curate our lives and how we appear to others. But because of this, at the moment we're taking that photo, the thought of sharing it online takes us elsewhere. We engage fewer senses, stopping ourselves from feeling an experience fully, making it harder to feel and harder to remember.
Here's a little thought for you. And it's not exactly the latest iPhone, but next time you feel yourself or feel an urge to reach for your phone at an exciting moment, rather than taking your phone out and taking a photograph, why don't you just pop a mint in your mouth? Seem a bit underwhelmed by that. But maybe that's the point. It's portable, it adds taste and smell, takes you completely offline and into the now, and it focuses your attention on feelings. So maybe when Laurie was looking at that whale, it might have made a bit more of a distance. He could have really taken in that moment. He could have really appreciated it a bit more.
I might have been able to hear the whale sing R. Kelly as he leapt through on the lake. I might have felt the rocking of the boat. I might have felt the mint mixing with the salty air. Maybe I would have remembered that goddamn whale.
So we're not saying here, don't take photographs, because by all means, photographs are brilliant. But we're saying, before you do, and before you completely ruin that moment with a screen in front of your face, maybe you should just think to yourself, or check in with yourself, and just think, am I really here? Thank you very much.